Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the file. Today I am lucky enough to have been invited again. This is me, Matt Fox, the hairy potato,
Do you
here
stalk
to
your
guide
whole
this
name?
sinking ship of a podcast, the file.
Yeah, it's not doing great. We're having Matt do the intro because Nick and I tried for probably half an hour now. We couldn't do it without
I mean,
messing up.
this is their show, and then they call on this clown to introduce themselves. So today there's been a lot of news in the DC universe, a couple rumors that we will be discussing, a potential new Trinity. We have images of the Batgirl series because the Batwoman on CW, yikes, couldn't hold on to a main actress to save their life. And we're talking about future projects because we have not we had a teaser trailer of Black Adam. We have a lot of solo projects to talk about. So for the beginning of this podcast, it is future DC projects, and then we will have a surprise topic that Trevor and I had discussed. I hope Nick can participate in. So,
Oh
gentlemen,
yeah, the Cayman Islands. I'm very well versed.
do you have property in the Key West?
I'm gonna leave and we bring up the Cayman Islands again.
Why are you afraid of the Cayman Islands, Trevor?
I'm afraid of Caymans, bro.
Yeah, dude,
All
Caymans are
right,
pretty
so
scary.
let's get into it. We have our first image of the Batgirl outfit. What do we think?
I think it looks fine, personally. I mean, it's more comic accurate with the purple, gold, and bright yellow. It.
It's like straight out of the comics, and I think it's year one. Like it's definitely homemade. It's not.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
no
Michael
Wayne
Keaton's
Tech. Yeah,
Batman's not gonna let her go out with that outfit for too long. I'd assume. I mean, her cowl looks great.
I mean, it looks for the most part. I mean, a sturdy enough cowl, but the jacket and pants seems like motorcycle gear.
It is, but it is straight out of the comics, so it does get a pass automatically.
Yeah,
A lot of
true.
people were
Also,
saying,
her iconic
"Hey,
vehicle is the
hey, hey,
Batcycle.
hey, 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 Cayman boy, you shut the hell up and don't cut me off again." Now I forgot what I said, so now you can continue.
Uh, all right. No, I finished what I was saying. You just snapped at the very end of my sentence.
Oh, you cut me off and that into mine.
So, Matt,
We all love
what do
it.
you
We
think
all
about the
love each
suit?
other here.
Well, that was my criticism of it was like if she ever gets shot, that's going to be a problem. But like you just said, this is a homemade suit, so no Wayne Tech yet. So once she gets a Wayne Tech upgrade, then she'll be okay. But yeah, this
Which
is a
which she
good.
might not.
Now is because I know they do it with Batwoman. The hair is part of the cowl. That's her own hair,
No,
right?
yeah, that's her own hair.
Okay,
Yeah, that's her own
Uh,
hair.
okay.
they were like, I mean, because everyone was obviously mad. Oh, they casted a black girl. Like we fucking get in this loop of comments every time someone's casted that aren't exactly the ethnicity of their first comic book counterpart. And it's just
Yeah,
so annoying. But and then the directors were like, well, she'll have her orange hair, and then thinking that will solve people's problems.
people will find
Obviously,
any reason to
I
complain.
don't
I
care.
like it. I like the design overall.
I
Yeah,
do too.
she should be a good actress. The hair is obviously
So,
a
Nick, are you
great
familiar,
addition.
like what Leslie Grace is in, or?
I know she's in that newer show that's doing well, like In the Heights or
Yeah,
something like
that
that.
seems to be her only other role. I mean, she seems to be a relatively new actress, so I'm excited to
Right.
see how she does. I mean, I've never seen In the Heights. I don't think I plan to, but
Yeah.
I really hope she does well. Batgirl has always been like a pretty interesting character, even without major storylines like the Killing Joke. She's just interesting on her own. I mean, her father's the police commissioner, so it's always a fun aspect they can, do with that.
I think yeah, she's like she got big as a singer, I believe. So yeah, it's really hard to
Singer,
judge
really?
her. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
that's
hard to
where
judge like
you
what
look
her
her up. That's
acting is
kind of
going to be
what
like.
her. If you look her up on the internet, that's the like first thing that comes up is an American singer. So
Was she on like American Idol, The
I
Voice,
didn't see any
shit like
credits for
that?
that, so I'm not sure.
Interesting. I mean, I'm fine with pulling an actress or actor out of obscurity and giving them a role like this.
Can Batgirl be a musical?
Batgirl the musical?
I think
I
that's
would
what
be
in
I
the
would
hype.
be down with Michael Keaton belting out some songs.
I feel like he would totally do that.
Oh, he would. Yeah, yeah.
After seeing Beetlejuice, he could, jazz hands, flair. He could do all
It's
that.
been a while since he's been doing that. So,
It's been a very long time.
But
Nick,
yeah,
what's your
I
opinion
mean,
on Batgirl the musical?
I don't know about that, but just the whole Batgirl thing has been so crazy because they first announced it as like an HBO Max thing, and we thought it would just be Batgirl, and like who knew who the Commissioner Gordon would be, and then we found out J.K. Simmons would be, the
J.K.
Commissioner,
Simmons, yeah.
even despite that she was a black actress,
Yeah,
which obviously doesn't
there's
matter.
always
Her mom could
adoption,
just be
so
black,
or there's
right?
adoption too.
Or
So
that, yeah. And then so we learned that, and then we learned, Michael Keaton would probably be the Batman in it, that there would be a Batman. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then so it's still weird that they stuck with the HBO Max angle. And then we got the Brandon Fraser casting as Firefly, which is
That's Firefly,
so
yeah.
dope.
yeah. So
That's so sick to see. And
so
then now there's like very heavy rumors of Nightwing is going to be in it. I
Yes, I
think
just
that's
saw
pretty
that
much.
today. It's
I think
the
that's pretty
Dylan
much
O'Brien?
actor
confirmed.
from The Maze Runner, yeah, is going to be
Right.
Dick Grayson.
And that's not fully confirmed yet, but it's like very because they announced a short list was released, and it had a few of them, and then Dylan O'Brien was on it. But I mean, there are rumors or like heavy rumors that
I
Dylan
think it would
O'Brien did
be a little
get the job.
disingenuous to just skip to him being Nightwing without seeing him as Robin.
Well, I
I
guess
think you-
they're setting up a Nightwing because that a Nightwing movie has been like rumored forever, and I
well,
think
yeah, it's
that's
always been in
they're
the
gonna
works.
Yeah.
Initially,
gonna
it
set
was
that up.
Steven Yeun, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was originally him.
Nick, did I say that right? I know he gets
Yeah,
upset when people
I mean-
mispronounce his last name. I really like him as an actor, and I know he's listening right now.
He's out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stephen Yeun.
But yeah, so one question I had is with Michael Keaton being in the movie, is that going to be multiverse traveling? I don't want to talk about Flash just yet.
I mean,
multiverse
okay,
traveling Batman going to that universe. Is that set in that universe?
Well, we do have to talk about
I-
the Flash because the Flash is going to come out before this, obviously,
Yeah, but one thing.
and so that movie's going to bounce. Every movie after the Flash is going to bounce off of what the Flash sets up.
I did
it's
see
the-
something online.
Warner,
where...
sadly,
Okay.
sadly, Warner Brothers is throwing Flash under the bus. We haven't got a Flash live action movie by himself. So, and they're just so it's sad that his first movie Warner Brothers is using as an scapegoat to just reset their universe,
Yeah.
which sucks.
And
But yeah,
I want to get again. You're correct on all that actually, and I want to talk about that more a little bit later on. But bringing it back to like what universe it's supposed to be set in. Again, Flash, we're supposed to get some sort of at some point multiverse Batman, or him traveling through the multiverse. In this one, though, I think it might be set in the Tim Burton verse.
okay. Well,
Because
I mean, here
they had some set photos where there was some again people on the internet are crazy and they look at everything under a damn microscope.
Oh yeah.
And there was like pictures of some photo or some posters in the background saying stuff about Vicky Vale.
Yep, I did see that.
And something else about the Court of Owls, but the Vicky Vale thing was really interesting because, same universe as Michael Keaton, so it might be set in the Burton verse. So, and again, sorry, this is kind of on a tangent, but again, bringing it back to why the suit is the way it is, how often do you see Michael Keaton not get shot in that big rubber suit? Yeah, there's probably Wayne Tech involved, but none of the costumes in really the Burtonverse look too durable for the most part.
Not only that, in the Burton universe, I think it was in the second one with Penguin, you see he has at least five other suits in the Batcave, and they're exactly the same.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, maybe that's, material's just stronger in that type of movie or something, because everyone seems like, plastic hurts as more of a leather jacket, but if it's in that universe, it's probably as durable as,
Probably, yeah.
They're definitely going to change the tone, because obviously Tim Burton's not directing it, but it might still be a more evolved world.
Yeah, but Michael Keaton he said in an interview he would only come back, and he only came back for a serious and dark look at Batman like Tim Burton did.
But that's again in the Flash, so Nick, sorry I hogged the conversation. Any thoughts or ideas?
Well, I mean,
Or did I
it's
just
kind
not
of
make
a
any sense throughout that whole thing?
well, no, it's kind of like a minor spoiler. So obviously, if you're listening, tune out if you don't want to know anything.
But at the same
But
time, we're months away
kind of
from
sucks.
releases, so
It
at this point
kind
it's
of
just theories. So
it kind of sucks that we're getting all this Batgirl stuff because, like you guys said about the poster, but there was also another poster about Lex Luthor and then the
I
courthouse
just saw that.
explosion,
yeah,
which is from this current universe. I mean, it's
Snyder's.
kind of implying that the end of the Flash is going to merge all these different universes together to create this main DC universe.
yeah.
That's why we have all these characters like the J.K. Simmons. The J.K. Simmons Commissioner Gordon's going to be, Michael Keaton's Commissioner Gordon now. Like they're going to merge all these universes, and that's going
Did
to
we
be the
ever
explain
see
away.
Commissioner Gordon in the Michael Keaton?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
we
was
did.
just a
He was just
shorter,
some random
fat,
guy, yeah.
Just some random
insignificant
guy?
guy.
Some shorter, fat mustache or beard.
Yeah,
guy.
with a mustache. Was that?
Yeah, he like I don't know.
So
Like a
insignificant.
banker from Red Dead, fat, chubby mustache, white mustache with a little bowler hat on. Ready to turn on the bat signal, some shit like that. I don't know.
I think it was the same actor in the George Clooney, right?
Probably. Who
I'm pretty
knows?
sure they kept Alfred and Commissioner Gordon consistent throughout those movies.
Dude, that Alfred. Talk about no matter how many Batman there are or whatever. Dude, Alfred has always been a solid performance. No matter who has it.
I actually want to bring that up later, but yeah, any more pressing things about Batgirl?
I think
Overall, I don't have a lot of hope for the DC universe cinematically. I just want to know where this falls in the universe. Obviously, we're probably going to find out.
I mean, the
after
patient-
Flash. I believe Nick's idea, or I haven't done as much research, so I think everything's going to clash together. So we'll have to see.
for us DC fans, I mean, the patient is on life support right now. Like we had a jab with Snyder's Justice League. We had a jab of life. But now we're just kind of left in the ether because we have the Flash coming up. We have Batgirl coming out. We have Black Adam coming out. We have Shazam 2 coming out. Aquaman 2 just wrapped filming.
2 Superman movies.
And a Green Lantern show. So it's like we're just kind of in the ether right now.
I mean, yeah, they have a lot of stuff planned, but Warner Brothers has always had stuff planned. A lot of stuff falls through actors, writers, directorial disputes, whatever it is. So
once this merger happens, though, I think I just read an interview with the Discovery CEO, and he said that relations with talent is going to be the top priority. So I think we may be in for some good stuff once that merger happens.
well, Hopefully, I mean, it's one of those things where
It's a hope and a prayer.
the DC universe, like DCEU, has had a lot of good actors in it. Like maybe not well known or for the most part overall, but they played the characters well. I'm talking mostly about Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck,
I mean,
Gadot as Wonder Woman.
I was
but
about to say, I
the
mean, we
treatment
have
of those
people,
actors.
we have actors that exist in the world that were literally plucked from the comics. Like, Superman's been around since the first comic was what, 1950 something?
Yeah, 54, 52, I think. Nick, do you know?
Who?
First Superman comic? Let's see if you get it right. I'm saying 52.
52?
Look up the answer.
Yeah, I'm looking it up, yeah.
I'm gonna say 50 because I think Batman was 49.
All right. Oh, we're all wrong.
Or
1938. First appearance
oh,
Superman.
oh yes. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. We were way off. Wow, we are.
Well, you know, after World War One, you need some relief.
But yeah, again, it goes back to just like a lot of the actors did not really enjoy certain parts of Warner Brothers interference, or
Yeah, it's
I've only heard really positive things about people working with Zack Snyder.
I mean, Josh Whedon, that loser, he made a crappy Star Wars movie, and then his version of the Justice League stink.
Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I lost my train of thought for a second.
It seemed like Zack had, because he had 2 movies under his belt, he seemed, even though, and I'll say it to this day, doing the Death of Superman arc, I still don't agree. I still don't agree with that.
I want to. I'll save that one for. That's something I can get really into. I want to save that for a different discussion.
All right.
But
we'll bench that, but well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he had Man of Steel, he did Dawn of Justice, and after Dawn of Justice, I was kind of like, okay, dude, what are you doing? But then when I saw the Justice League, it's like, okay, I trust you.
You're talking about the Snyder Cut Justice League now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we all saw the bungled.
Yeah, no, that's a topic I could definitely get heated on. That's a whole nother episode right there. I'm happy to rehash all that stuff up again.
You can't even look at the movies side by side and say they're on par with each other. I mean, one is clearly vastly superior. Yeah. Dude, it's a video I sent you the other day where it was like, yeah, you have the reboot. Because let's be honest, as far as films go, DC was kind of on the ropes. It was kind of on the ropes. Aquaman by itself, great. Man of Steel on its own, good.
Again, I'm wincing, I know. And I appreciate all that you talk about, but right now I just want to keep it to like current DC stuff. But like
sure.
All the stuff, I'm definitely going to save that. We're going to get you back for another episode, discuss that more in depth. But now, went from Batman, Batgirl to talking about multiverse stuff. So now back to current DC news.
Sure.
There's a new Trinity coming out, which will be
allegedly.
But I'd like to discuss it, see what everyone's thoughts are on it. So we're gonna have the new, it's gonna be led by Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, who's gonna stay as Wonder Woman.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
She is Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have the Batgirl actress in replace of Bruce Wayne, and then we're gonna have, and I don't remember the names, but
Leslie Grace
and Supergirl.
Sasha Kaye, I think her name.
Thank you, Nick. And Sasha Kaye are going to be the new, because the Trinity's always been Batman.
Yeah, we all know who the Trinity
Superman,
is. Yeah.
So. But, it's all female cast. Gal Gadot's the only one that's really been tested, so. I mean, it's more of just a waiting game. I mean, there's really, I don't feel that the actresses or the decision, even, well, potential decision, should get as much hate as it's getting. I get
That's a
it.
fair point.
I get it. Yeah, Batman and Superman are now female, but I'm more concerned about how like Warner Brothers and whatever director treats the actresses. Because if they give them time, they could be good. They're relatively new, untested. I have nothing to go off of, so I just wish them the best. I hope they can be the best portrayal of the characters that we get so far. So, but I don't care because they already squandered a great Trinity with Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot. So,
And that's real. That is really upsetting. It's
yeah,
so upsetting to.
so I'm already like kind of worried that we might only have this new Trinity. It might only stick around, for better or for worse, for only a few years. Nothing to really build off of. So
It is odd because I just last weekend I watched Dawn of Justice again, and that one scene when it's Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. It's before. I think it's before.
it's yeah, I know what
yeah.
you're talking about. It's right after she cuts the
That is legit a pretty picture perfect representation of the Trinity as far as DC goes.
Yeah. Nick?
I mean, I just want more DC stuff, and it's starting to feel like they have a vision and plan. So at least there's that going for it. But what I don't like going back to Batgirl and how they plan to put it on HBO Max, if they really do plan on having her be, one of the big three, why are they shoving her away to HBO Max and not giving the movie the budget it deserves? Because obviously the suit doesn't look like it's a very high-end production. Like,
So
so I'm
yeah.
hoping that rumor is true about the new Trinity because it is a cool concept. I love Batgirl. I've always loved Supergirl. Obviously, Gal Gadot's like one of the standouts of the previous universe. So
She is
they're
Wonder
bringing her
Woman,
back.
so
Yeah, and she'll be the mentor of the whole universe. And so yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks that if that's all true, that Warner Brothers is. It almost seems like they don't have faith in it, and they're already planning for a contingency plan, and then just shoving all those movies on HBO Max, and then just putting who knows what out on the theaters. Because I don't think the Nightwing movie is probably going to be in theaters.
well, I mean, I will talking about that point, I will say they might reconsider. They reconsidered with the Blue Beetle
Right,
movie.
right. I was
With
gonna just mention Blue Beetle too.
Yeah, and you said that like you're happy they have a plan, but they had a plan probably 6 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but
but that's what I'm saying.
hopefully,
It's
yeah, I know.
I know I'm
Hopefully
cynic
they
about all this
learn.
shit,
Hopefully
but
they learn to not
I
try to
think they're in
plan
the I
halfway
think they're
through.
learning right now with James
Yeah,
Gunn. I think James Gunn needs. I mean, obviously credit
needs.
Zack Snyder for getting the Snyder Cut out, getting his true vision out, but I think James Gunn is really just after
Well,
Zack Snyder released his thing, they're like, oh yeah, we need to let these people have full control.
right.
James Gunn did
It
great
seems
with
like they
Suicide
trust
Squad
him.
and Peacemaker. I mean, at this point of recording, they just dropped the first 3 episodes, probably 2 days ago. In that show, I binged it all like one after the other. Nick and I actually streamed the first two together and watched it. So I think they might be heading in the right direction. I think the safe bet is to put it on HBO Max. If you don't get the heads in the theater, you're definitely gonna get the streams. Even the Matrix movie that didn't do so well,
Yep.
still brought HBO Max over 4 million new subscribers. So they're
Yeah.
definitely working with them. In a perfect world, though, I will say, I would like HBO Max to buy out the rights for DC.
I mean,
Well,
I think they're working on
They're
that.
they're definitely working on it, but they're able to do. And I'm not saying it's the best content. Like Titans definitely falls flat, but they're at least willing to experiment and try lesser known teams to the average viewer. Like Doom Patrol does pretty well. I still need to
Yeah,
finish
Doom
the
Patrol
last
was one
season,
of their
but
highest rated shows.
exactly. So Peacemaker, like they have Doom Patrol, Titans, and Peacemaker.
Shout
They had
out to Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, they
That
had
beautiful man.
slight. They had slight ownership of Stargirl, which I believe is now back on the CW.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. I think Stargirl has only been on HBO. I think
I saw
HBO
something where
Max.
they're going to be releasing the new season on the CW. Anyways,
Interesting.
HBO Max is okay with doing anything really with the DC title on it. I mean, even the Harley Quinn show
Great
have
show.
on there is a very good show.
Great show. Great
So,
show.
yeah, I mean, if they just need to keep working with Warner Brothers, and I think
Well,
they have
Warner Brothers owns HBO Max or
Oh,
HBO.
yeah, sorry. But if they keep like letting the HBO Max people do a similar thing with like Netflix, where like someone's got an idea for a DC show, yeah, fuck it, it's greenlit, go for it. They're just gonna put it out there. Because as much as I want DC to plan out and have their own connected universe, it seems like their best shot is tossing out not quality over quantity over quality, but tossing out a lot of different things, letting different directors and people work on it and see, what works. If the person is passionate about making it, it's more than likely going to at least be a watchable show. So
I don't
The thing with
know.
Marvel, the
After
thing with
seeing
Marvel
Ray
is you know what you're
Porter
getting.
as Darkseid, dude, when Darkseid with Desaad and Granny Goodness is looking at the Justice League through that portal, I gotta see what's next.
yeah,
I gotta see what's next.
yeah, I know, and a lot of people, including me, would like to see the
dude.
Snyderverse restored, but I think we're kind of moved past that. And honestly, as much as I'd like to see the vision that he had, I think we should move on and try.
But that's the hope with this new merger. That once, Discovery Plus? Once they get a hold of it, maybe they give them a phone call and say, hey, finish your vision.
Yeah, but I mean, Nick, what do you think about all that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think with Marvel, you know what you're going to get, and the way DC can take the lead is if they're just unapologetically themselves and let storytellers that care about the characters tell the stories they want to tell without having to worry about executives like fucking drooling over their shoulder
Drooling over
and
their shoulders
changing every other word.
Yeah, changing every other word and also just trying to. I mean, nowadays I gotta say, I hate to say it, but try and make it so inclusive. I mean, Peacemaker is a very raunchy show. It's the comedy's very. I mean, within 15 minutes of the first episode, there's Peacemaker's father who says at least 20 racial slurs in the span of a minute.
Woo!
Feeling
hot, hot, hot.
But yeah, I think that's something where a lot of people probably wouldn't like it, but they have a certain comedy aspect, and I think again, Nick, like you were saying, let them be themselves, let the directors do whatever they want, and not just copy Marvel's formula, but differentiate yourself from it. It's good to have a connected universe. It's fun. It's nice to know that this movie connects to that. You could know every ending to a movie leads to something bigger, hopefully. But you can't really just copy Marvel because at that point it's really just the same shit.
It's wild that, at least to me, DC has had a lock on their animated movies for the longest time. We're talking, I mean, I'm looking at Mask of Phantasm right now. It's been 20 years that their animated movies have been amazing. It's just weird to see the disconnect from the animated. Because, when we watched The Apocalypse War, how amped were we for that?
Yeah, that was
We
really
watched that
night.
3 times in 1 week because it was that good.
Yeah.
And that was DC being unapologetically being themselves.
Marvel
How many?
always Marvel
It
Marvel
was
has
what,
had the same amount of animated.
23 movies were that entire saga?
I believe over 20, yeah.
It was over 20.
Nick and I need to get back and reviewing those. Sorry, Nick.
But that was like the perfect arc. There was no stone left unturned. You saw pretty much every character shine at least at one point.
It's that weird sort of like medium where it works well in animation but won't necessarily translate to live action.
Is it because with live action comes the actors themselves, which is weird because voice actors now, like, they've been Hollywood actors. I mean, we're talking some pretty decent names.
Yeah, I'm not sure necessarily like all the ins and outs as far as the difference between animation and live action filmmaking, but
Probably more cost goes into live action simply because you're building a set, you're making people move around,
makeup, all the
that,
shit.
makeup,
So
all
I
that.
mean,
Suit, costume design.
but I'm
all
saying
that.
even if you were to just technology down the road somehow recreate every animated scene into live action with whoever you wanted, whatever voice you wanted, but literally copy paste, it wouldn't translate as well.
You're probably right about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean they've had a great run with animated stuff.
Yes, I mean Marvel has had animated stuff, but it really hasn't had the acclaim that the DC animated stuff has.
No, the only thing that could be close is the most recent What If series, but then again,
Yeah.
they have the backing of Disney. So,
You want to know why I think why?
I'm sorry, Nick. Can you repeat that again?
I said, do you want to know why I think why?
Yeah, I want to know why you
Just
think
because
why.
Marvel's always had their animated shit, but DC's characters have always just been better. The comics have always been better. The animated shows have always been better. And why the live action isn't? Because Disney put in the budget for these characters, and then the connected universe of it, it was so unseen before. Like the X-Men movies were never that popular, and the DC movies before that were always more popular than the Marvel counterparts. And it wasn't until this big, expansive universe that Disney built and then put the budget into that it actually started getting traction. And then even though these DC movies were shit and stuff, fans still want to see these characters because the characters are just pound for pound better than Marvel. And the characters can carry a shitty script and a shitty production way more than the Marvel characters can. Like it's gonna start going downhill because it's so.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
You know what you're
that's a
getting now
really
with
good point.
Marvel, but with DC, you don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, it's Marvel's doing good. They're still growing, and there's still a lot of room to grow, but they're only gonna be able to go so far. And DC can literally take a character out of a one-off issue, like Peacemaker or something, and make a show that everyone's going crazy about.
That's a really good point you bring up. And off of that, I'm trying to think of a Marvel hero that is like Batman. He has nothing
Moon Knight.
in superpowered.
Oh,
Superpowered.
well, yeah.
I'm just talking about because I mean that's what Batman. Batman is just a guy. You could say maybe Iron Man, but I think Iron Man's tech is technically better than Bruce Wayne's. It depends on. I mean, it depends on what. It depends on what
He's
suit
definitely-
you're talking
I'm saying
about.
He's definitely way more
thousands of
reliable.
Yeah, there's thousands of variants.
of
Oh, yeah.
variables. Yeah.
But at its base, I don't think there's anybody in Marvel that is like Batman. And everybody likes to shit on Batman because he's just a billionaire and that's his only superpower. It's like, well, no, that's not. That's not his only superpower. His superpower is being part of the Trinity that if they ever decided, they could just whack him in an instant.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If they decided to, they'd be like, look at this look at this regular person, get him out of here. It's the ability to stand against literal gods and be like, I can hang out. I can be with these guys. That's what makes Batman great.
Yeah, I definitely prefer a lot of the DC characters over Marvel. I mean, exception of like top Marvel characters I like are obviously Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Magneto, stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the I know there's a lot of great storylines with a lot of great Marvel characters, but I feel like a lot of the DC characters have just a little bit more depth to them. They're explored in a lot of different ways than I've seen Marvel characters, differentiated between different comics and storylines.
For me, the Marvel movies really never had like stakes to them. It took probably to the Civil War. Well, their version of the Civil War. We all know what the real Civil War was, and that was a hell of a lot better.
Well, yeah, the comic version.
Yeah, comic book Civil War.
Movie, yeah.
But to me, for that whole Marvel cinema universe, it took 10 plus movies for that storyline to even have like lasting stakes in it.
Yeah.
DC's always had lasting effects for their storylines.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I would say the same for Marvel as well. They always have their eventual reboot process, so I don't know. As far as storytelling, I'd say certain storylines definitely outweigh other ones. For the most part, they definitely take aspects from each other, so it's all the same through character design, storylines, motives, whatever it may be. The superhero genres for the most part has been pretty consistent. Not a whole lot of new heroes in the past decade, aside from like a Miles Morales or something, or they're trying to revitalize certain ones as far as DC, like Static Shock or Batman Beyond.
That's good. That's a good point.
Or older ones like what James Gunn did, was he made a Suicide Squad of D-list characters. So,
and to go off of that, that's like the Injustice video game, and then DC had to write an entire story about that. Because the video game came first, and then they gave it to the comic writers and were like, here's a story, write a story, and I think I only have, year 4 of the first set. I think the Injustice 1 goes 8 years, and then there's Injustice 2.
And that's, spans on
Yeah,
even longer. So
that even goes, yeah. And it's crazy to watch. It's crazy to read that storyline. And I also played the video game. Did you ever watch the Injustice movie?
I want to save that one for Nick and I. We could have you on that one too, but that's something
I haven't watched it yet.
I did see it. Yeah,
You did?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it now, but
from what I know about it, it was too much for them to do in one movie, is all I'll say.
Don't waste your money on it. That's all I'm gonna say.
That makes sense.
But yeah, wow, that was shit. I don't even really remember how we ended up in this.
We're just rambling, man.
Just rambling, enjoying, having a good time talking about DC. So Nick, You're the biggest Batman fan I know. New Batman is about, what, 2 months away?
Oh,
Yeah, like May.
And you are, like, really dead set that this is probably going to be your favorite Batman.
I
And
know, and at the same time, I'm trying not to get my hype up, but it's
I know
pretty obvious.
your hype has been up for a while. But one question I want to ask you, though, and something to what Matt brought up earlier, there's always been a good Alfred in all of the live action Batman movies, or at least one, pretty true to the comics, right? How do you think Andy Serkis will do in this role as Alfred?
We'll see how it can be bad. He's just great. And I love the whole Kane aspect. Like, he's obviously not as old as some of the other incarnations, but he's battle wounded for sure. They're going the more. I don't know
So
if they're gonna go the CIA background with him.
I
Probably
think
not.
yeah, or MI6. He is
Right.
British, yeah, serving Her Majesty's army. But yeah, I mean, I'm honestly like okay, so me and you watched the DC live event when they first revealed the full trailer, right?
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you? I was like, I'm so excited to see how Alfred does. I hope they give Alfred more scenes in this trailer. I don't know. I was just from the start really excited. Andy Serkis is like one of my favorite
I
like
mean,
voice actors.
yeah, right.
He's all right in some of his acting roles. I liked him probably most as like I guess like Gollum. But like him actually being a person, probably be Ulysses Claw from the Black Panther movie.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, I think he's gonna be a great Alfred. I can already tell he's gonna give probably like at least the same level of shit to Bruce as Jeremy Irons Alfred did. I mean, Jeremy Irons had more time with Ben Affleck's Batman, but even though this Batman's pretty young, I'm pretty sure he's not that experienced. So Alfred probably found out pretty soon, or he started off by telling Alfred. But yeah, I mean, like, I just kind of feel like there's gonna be a few moments where Alfred's just gonna be like, you kind of need to calm down. You're being a little too, emo right now. You need to probably wash that black paint off your eyes. You don't have a cowl on anymore, kid.
that's why I liked. Um,
Jeremy Irons,
no, the
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. That's why I like Michael Caine's in The Dark Knight when he was patching himself up. Christian Bale. He looks at his body, sees all the bruises, and he just says, "Know your limits, Master Wayne." That was, I think, that is the point of Alfred. He goes along with it because that's an insane thing. It's an insane thing.
Well, he's also Bruce's. I mean, yeah, he picks up, like Robins that he cares about. He might fall in love with Catwoman here and
Yeah.
there. But at the end of the day, Alfred is his one and only moral compass.
Yeah, to be a steward to Batman's vision, he has to bring him down to reality. He has to bring him back down. And that's why I really liked Michael Caine's line in that movie, just know your limits. And in that movie, Batman was really pushed beyond his limits because he faced the Joker, which he had never faced before ever.
Yeah, and, again, him being the moral compass makes him, like, an integral part to, like, Batman just getting better, Being better, like, from what they're saying in this new movies, he's, just as bad as the criminals he's actually beating up and putting away. So he kind of needs someone in this movie.
Dude, the shock knuckles.
Yeah, the shock. But yeah, and it might be Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman that kind of reels him in a little bit because there was that one scene after he beats up that thug from the trailer where she kind of looks at him like, you went a little too far there. Like,
well, that's what's going to be really good about this Batman. Like, Christopher Nolan's Batman, it was, Batman Year One, but they didn't really deal with his Batman dealing with, like, street level criminals. he was dealing with Falcone. He was dealing with Falcone's. You know that scene at the docks where he eventually gets Falcone?
Where are you? Here. And then
Yeah,
and all that shit. Yeah.
When he's fighting all those goons, I don't like how you don't really see Christian Bale in action. It's all it's just so many cutaways.
Okay, so, and I've said this before, Christopher Nolan, as much as he's able to develop a solid story, his fight choreography could use a little bit of outside help. And
Good.
That is where Nick does not like the Bale movies, or that's why he's not a big fan of them. He does enjoy certain. So, Nick, from the new trailer, seeing him take on those guys with the guns, that cool fight choreography. So, do you have faith in this? Like, where do you think it's going to rank? Do you think it's going to be better than Ben Affleck's warehouse scene? Do you think we'll get a scene better than that?
Maybe on par. I don't think it's going to be as comic booky as Ben Affleck's. Ben Affleck definitely has the best fighting. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to say anyway.
Okay. So, you weren't a huge fan of the choreography? Of past Batman movies, not this one.
This one's going to at least be second best. Worst. There's no way it can be worse than Bale and anything.
So one question I have for both of you guys actually is, so far it seems to be set in a more realistic world similar to Nolan, right? How weird do you think we'll get? Like, I'm saying, if we were ever get a Killer Croc in this universe, are we getting full alligator, like CGI level lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, or are we getting Suicide Squad or David Ayer's Suicide Squad crocodile with, or just scales on his face, but he's just a normal dude? Like, how weird do you think they'll actually get with character designs? Or
you mean if they get greenlit for our next one?
They're already planning a trilogy, and
are they?
Yeah, it's been a while. They've already planned a trilogy. They've already planned a solo Catwoman series with Zoe Kravitz. They've already planned a spin-off cop show with the GCPD.
I did see that, yeah.
So they're...
Dude, but we already had that. We already had the GCPD show. We already saw young Jim Gordon. I mean, we already had that show. Why are you making another one? It's redundant and bad.
I mean, we'll see how they do. But again, so how far do you guys think they'll go with like comic accurate level things? Are we getting to Mr. Freeze with a full freeze suit, or are we just going to get a scientist who's obsessed with ice? Like, what are we working with?
That is what I was about to say. As soon as you said how CG are they going to get it, we have yet to see. I mean, we saw it with George Clooney's unfortunate attempt at Mr. Freeze. If it's with this universe, I think it'll be a much more serious version. And I think it would be pretty great. Because looking at Batman's Rogues Gallery, outside of the Joker and all this, they've already done a massively better job at presenting the Riddler. Like, the Riddler was... I mean, he's a joke. The only time he's ever taken seriously is in the animated movie when he becomes Hush. Spoilers. Sorry, people. It's when he becomes Hush. So, they're making the Riddler now, like, pretty hardcore. So, if they do a Pattinson Mr. Freeze, it's got to have to be the right actor for Mr. Freeze. I have a couple names off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, toss them out there. Go for it.
Oh boy.
Christoph Waltz is probably up there.
Nah,
Nah,
no,
that's a popular one.
nah.
For me, I like Nicola Costa Walder, Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones.
I'm on the guy. My top pick is the guy who played Galen Erso in
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not It's not for this episode. But did you see who they kind of gave the role of Grand Admiral Thrawn to?
No, I did not. We'll talk about that after.
Wait, who? I want to know.
Okay. Yeah. Who they give
Just
it
say
to?
it real quick. Yeah.
What is he from?
The Witcher, Stregobald.
Fuck, I don't remember. No.
Wait, what is Thrawn supposed to be in? What is he?
So is Thrawn getting his own anime or live
No,
action series, or is he?
No, he's going to be the main antagonist for the Ahsoka series.
Oh, okay. Nicholas
This is
Ahsoka.
This is DC. For Christ.
Yeah, DC.
DC.
So Nick,
Yeah,
how,
DC.
so how weird do you think it's gonna get? Or
I
how-
think they can be serious without losing comic book accuracy. I mean, they're obviously going super serious with Riddler, but I mean, Riddler's always been just like a Jigsaw type guy. I hate how much they've been comparing him to Jigsaw when he's always been like this.
Well, they're
He's always had people in traps and like had riddles and shit.
Yeah, but he's never been represented
I mean-
seriously though.
Right.
Like he's always been like he's never been a villain to be taken seriously. Now in this version, he's like the Zodiac killer.
well. I mean, Matt Reeves did say he took a solid inspiration from Seven and Zodiac to create this character. So
So
Jigsaw. And yeah, Jigsaw too. But like, yeah, David Fincher. I mean, yeah, Zodiac and Seven are some of my favorite movies. And yeah, I mean, even if that's like a copy paste of what this new Riddler is, I'm down for it.
I mean, I am too, because the only other Riddler we have is Jim Carrey's. And not to say anything bad about his Riddler.
If you say anything bad about Jim Carrey's Riddler in my house, I'll kick you out personally.
No, his take on the Riddler was very good. Too bad Tommy Lee Jones didn't think the same way.
Yeah,
but, hey.
David Tommy Lee Jones has a little bit of beef.
I mean, they could do a Mr. Freeze that looks like Mr. Freeze and is faithful to Mr. Freeze, but not lose any of that and be serious.
I mean, he's definitely a character, like... Again, there's nothing really wrong with, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's interpretation. It's fun. It is what it is. That's a movie you don't take seriously. Just enjoy the slapstick humor and move on.
You mean...
Don't dive too deep into it.
You mean literally they wrote the script in puns?
You know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
The Ice Age!
But,
Get to the chopper!
But yeah, more serious take. I mean, more similar to Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Where, it's just really him that got screwed up, by being in a bad position at work. All he wants to do is save his wife.
Yeah, once Nora
that's the
became
character.
sick,
Yeah.
that was his main focus, and then they shoved him in the chemicals, and, hey.
Yeah, he's always been a very interesting character, and I think,
He's-
that's heavily rumored that's going to be the next villain in the next Matt Reeves one.
I mean, he's
Hopefully-
the only villain that has a legitimate gripe. It's like, I'm just trying to bring
Right.
my wife back from death. Could you
Right,
please leave
he's-
me alone?
Right.
And that's, a great, battle, I guess, of,
Ideology.
ideologies
Yeah.
between him and Batman, because Batman kind of understands in a sense, because if he were able to do that with his parents or save his parents in any way, yeah, he probably would. So, a guy does a bad thing to, it's still a selfish act, but it's still a noble cause, or, excuse me, a noble enough cause. So,
I hope Jesse Plemons is him, since you guys threw out your casting options.
Jesse Clemens?
Yeah, I can see that, Nick. I can see that.
Who's that? Who's that guy?
Nick, tell Matt who Jesse Clemens is.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
He's
He's the
Todd.
redhead.
He's Todd.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, the one who, spoiler, shot the kid.
Oh god.
Who got really chubby in El Camino
Yes.
after his role in Fargo, even though that El Camino was only supposed to take a few hours after the end of the original series.
Yep.
Anyways, not getting into that.
And he's also in.
He's in a bunch of shit. Do you remember that ginger kid from Like Mike?
Yeah.
But he's like in Judas and the Black Messiah. He's in like the
Yes,
Fargo TV
that's
show.
that's the other movie I was talking about. Judas and the
Yeah,
Black
he's
Messiah.
in The Power of the Dog. He's in Jungle Cruise. He's in like Game Night. He's in basically El Camino.
Yeah,
He's in Black
He's in a
Mirror.
bunch of shit.
Yeah, he's the Star Trek episode in Black.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, he'd be a pretty good Victor Freeze, I think. He's definitely
in
a
my
great
top
actor,
3
so.
favorite right now.
Alright, so after rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling, bring it back to what I initially planned out. So now.
Oh yeah, the Cayman Island.
Yes, the Cayman Island.
Finally,
I want
no
to
one's
talk
gonna
about
get.
the new Ezra Miller Flash movie. Nicholas, Ezra Miller is your favorite male actor of all time. How excited are you for this movie? You get to see him play the same character 2 fucking times. As if not having him being the Flash once in Justice League was perfect enough.
Like I said before, I mean, I'll hardly ever blame the actor. I'll definitely give him another chance. I didn't even hate him that much. Obviously, it wasn't. He's not. It's a weird choice for him as the Flash, but it already happened. Can't change it. We're gonna get his movie no matter what. It's weird that there's gonna be 2 versions of him in the same movie. Like he's gonna be talking to himself, and that's all great. I'm not gonna worry about too much about that. But like I said before, I just felt like how they decided to make Flash's first big introduction to the big screen a Warner Brothers scapegoat. It's not going to feel like a Flash movie, which is going to feel like Warner Brothers.
Yeah, feel like Warner Brothers interfering and trying to like quickly build a
It's
universe.
going to be Warner.
That's my
It's going to be Warner Brothers.
Nick?
So that's my thought on it.
Okay, cool. So what I want to know is, do you have any theories onto, why there's another... obviously, they're setting up a reverse Flash, which is going to be a copy of this Barry Allen.
It's what I was about to bring up.
But do you think that, like, what I want to know is, like, at what point, is that the first person he meets? I mean, the whole original story of Flashpoint is...
Eobard Thawne, yeah.
Yeah, Eobard Thawne, who's a different person entirely, but, Barry
Well,
Allen goes back to save his mom, and he's still Barry Allen, but there's just no Flash. So why is there another Barry Allen in this universe?
I wanted to ask you about that.
Because they're changing. Flashpoint has always been time-oriented, time travel,
Yep.
but they're making Flashpoint more multiverse. So they're just going from time travel to multiverse travel. And since they're doing that, I guess they just thought. So he's not going to go back in time to save his mom, or he might try to, but what's actually going to happen is he's just going to end up going to another universe where his mom's alive. And then, in relation, fucking Thawne, or even who knows what his name's going to be. It could just be Reverse Flash, but not Eobard.
Well, that's what I've always wondered, and I want to ask Trevor about this. In the
gonna be
Flashpoint movie that we saw, the Flash just says, I'm going to go for a run. He goes for a run, and next thing you know, he's in the Flashpoint. So I wanted to ask, does Barry Allen make the conscious decision to save his mother, or is he just running in the Speed Force and it picks up on what he wants to do and does it for him?
Uh, sorry, that was my. Okay. Um,
We're asking
yeah.
groundbreaking questions. This is why we're here.
Okay, so my dogs clearly need something at the moment. So yeah, I guess if he needs it repeated, redirect that question to Nick. I shall be back after I take care of my hounds. So I shall be back. I will release the hounds.
So Nick, what do you think?
I think that's good. I would have to rewatch the movie to kind of try and tell what the movie was trying to say. But just in general, I think that's a fair question. I don't know if there is a concrete answer. I think it's a theoretical question. I think I would like to think that he always wanted to do that. And when he said he's just going for a run, I think he always he wanted to do that. He might have
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, given off the Flashpoint movie, when he just says, I'm just going to go for a run and try and clear my head, when he was running and was in the Speed Force, that thought was just in his head. What if my mother didn't die? And for somehow, he ran
just
into
finally
that universe.
he just either finally came to the decision where he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
But it is cool to think that if the Speed Force manipulated him, maybe not him, but just manipulated
Yeah, I mean,
time to
maybe
kind of
the
push
Speed
him in
Force
that.
has a mind of its own when it comes to its users. Like maybe when you enter the Speed Force, whatever you're thinking about, the Speed Force will make happen.
For sure, and
And
it's
the Speed
supposed to
Force
be
really doesn't
like
care if it's good or bad. It'll just make it happen for you because you're tapping into it.
the Speed Force is the Speed Force, no matter what universe you're in. It's all the same Speed Force, so it's all connected. And obviously, in the movies, they were like the big twist is that Reverse Flash was behind it all, and like was the one that saved his mom technically, and all that crap. It's definitely more than that too. It definitely Barry had a conscious decision,
Yeah, I mean,
and it's better that way.
when you
If
get
he has
into the
conscious.
deeper comics, I mean, the Speed Force, when he becomes the Black Racer, I mean, woo! My God.
Yeah,
I mean,
Flash gets crazy.
the only time we see it in the movies is when the Flash goes back in time to talk to Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. But that's in the Nightmare. So,
Which hopefully we'll see.
dude, from your lips to God's ears, I don't know. I think maybe when this merger happens and WB is not a part of Discovery anymore, maybe they'll give Zach a call because they still have a Green Lantern show to make. They still have and who's supposed to be Earth's Green Lantern? Is it Hal Jordan or is it Kyle Rayner?
I think there's going to be multiple. Like I think there's going to be a few of them.
Yeah, I think in the show it's gonna be Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. It's not gonna be.
And Jon Stewart. No, I
I
think
don't
they
think
said
Jon Stewart, and I don't
Alan
think
Scott's supposed to be in it.
Guy Gardner. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be either one of them.
No,
Is it
Alan
gonna be the
Scott's.
woman who her Green Lantern ring?
Jessica Bat or
Yeah, she's got.
no, it's Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Simon Baz.
Yeah, she has the the lantern thing over her eye, and her lantern ring like fights with her or some stupid shit like that.
I mean, I believe it's one of the over rings from like Earth 2.
Okay.
Crisis of Two Earths.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had
yeah.
Overman rather than.
Yeah.
So she ended up getting that ring. That's why it kind of fights back with her here and there. I mean, that's the comic explanation. So I don't know how they'd address that as far as live action, but
I remember seeing that in the comics that I forget her name, but she has over one of her eyes she has a lantern, and her ring like oh no, it's in
that's Jessica Cruz. She was in the animated
that animated movie
Justice League versus the Fatal Five, which
yes.
was
Yes. You are
the
correct.
Bruce Timm animation.
Yes.
From the original Justice League the animated series and Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, all that jazz. So
Yeah. When does that come out?
I'm
don't
sorry,
think they've
I only
even-
just got back, so I'm only like just jumping into this conversation. What are we?
Oh,
I don't think they even started on it.
like having you
Oh, the Green Lantern show.
Yeah.
Well, before the little intermission we had, I wanted to bring up something about this Batman suit.
Robert Pattinson, you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
His suit can take a bullet like no one else's. The only other time we've seen Batman get shot was in The Dark Knight, and Christian Bale's suit couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Pattinson, he's walking through bullets.
Yeah, full auto fire.
Yeah, full auto fire in headshots.
I need to double check that to see if it was a headshot, but I will say it's not. If you do say it was a headshot, then it's not like anything we haven't seen before, because during the warehouse fight scene in Batman v Superman,
Oh yeah, he gets shot in the head. Yeah,
Ben Affleck gets shot point blank in the head, and
yeah.
he grunts and takes the guy out. But I will say we haven't seen his body armor deflect anything other than a knife for Ben Affleck, but maybe he could do bullets. But yeah, as far as we've seen live screen, we haven't seen any Batman take full auto
in the
machine
chest,
gun fire.
the chest.
Yeah,
in the
shots
chest.
to the chest.
In the recent trailer for the Batman, he's getting lit up, and he just walks through it. It's very impressive.
He just has like straight up steel chest. You'll see him take damage from that, but obviously not life threatening.
It's probably not life threatening, but I guarantee probably that one shot in the trailer where we see him first taking off like his chest piece. I'm guessing that's probably after his altercation with the GCPD. So he's gonna take all that gunfire, because it looked like there were cops shooting at him. So it's gonna be him. Yeah, he didn't actually get shot, but he's gonna have a lot of welts and bruises, and we might get this similar iconic recreation of Alex's Ross's painting with Batman. His back is all scarred up, which we got in the trailer, but we might see his front, a couple welts on him and stuff. Like, yeah, he could take it, but it definitely hurts him, and just because
no doubt,
this is a new Batman, and this is him starting out, he's running purely off of angst and anger.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you see that in his fighting style.
You see it in his face when he first takes off the cowl.
Yeah.
That dead serious, where he's definitely going through some shit, but he tries not to let it phase him, and that's where, again, I'm gonna bring in like Alfred, where he's gonna tell him like, listen, again, someone of my
he's the temper.
Know your limits, but like, listen, you can't keep doing this. Like, you gotta. And again, why I think it's going to happen in the beginning of the movie, he's going to try and tell him, listen, you got to work more with your mind than your body. If you keep going at this rate, you're not going to make it till the end of this year. Like, the Riddler's going to beat you. You have to actually outthink him. This isn't someone you could beat with brute force. Because aside from him standing next to Jim Gordon in that one scene where he's like, what does this mean? The only highlights have been him chasing the Penguin, or him getting the fight in the Penguin nightclub, or, him fighting the cops. It's going to be a Batman that's going to have to evolve and realize he needs to use his brains more than his brawn. That's where, his true superpower actually lies.
You'll see the detective side of him take over.
I don't believe so.
You don't think
A
so?
lot of people, and Nick, like, even you, like, we were talking where I even said at one point, I think this is going to be where we see the most detective, close to the Arkham video games as far as solving shit goes for Batman. But just kind of looking at the trailers and the direction they're trying to take this character, I don't think he's going to start doing that towards the end. Or, I mean, until, like, the end of the movie. I see him half-ass. He's still going to be a detective, but he's only going to half-ass figure the clue. Thinks he knows where the Riddler is. Dive headfirst. Which is why we see him, marching with a whole bunch of GCPD officers.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole scene of, everyone being all dirty and, there's rumors that there's going to be a flood thing happening or something. But, when he comes out all muddy. So basically, I think, yeah, he's still going to do a little bit of research, but he's not fully going to think into it. He's always going to try and catch the Riddler right then and there, when in reality, the Riddler is a step ahead of him. So every time he just goes with his gut instinct rather than thinking things through,
he's a step behind.
He's always going to be a step behind, but him being too aggressive over every scenario, which is where I can mostly see through his fight scenes when he obviously beats street-level criminals. Like,
yeah.
Every aspect of Batman, yeah, he's going against mob members. Like, yeah, they might have a little experience, but in the one, like, the subway scene, he beats, like, a few of those people in, like, the face paint are kids.
Yeah.
So he's winning easy fights, but he's going over the top. So I think this Batman, by the end of the movie, will realize, okay, I need to stop and actually think and get all the things I need to be a step ahead of the criminals, rather than, this is where they're alluding where their lair is. I'm just going to go head first, not even thinking it could be a trap. So I think this Batman in the end will probably fail, but the whole movie itself will be a learning experience for the character.
Well, yeah, because this is
year two. Yeah,
year two. Barely a Batman.
But then again, I think the tone of the movie seems very dark. I just think that he is going to fail.
Good. And
the way he's just either always... He gets close to Selina a few times in the trailers, but for the most part, he's always by himself. He always... When he's standing next to somebody, he's not right next to him. He's always a few feet away.
Mm-hmm.
It's always him needing to do things on his own. And just him being headstrong, rushing into things without fully thinking. Even though he thinks, I'm a smart guy, I could solve this, but there's someone smarter than him, and he needs to actually sit down, think, and plan, rather than going with his gut and, trying to catch the bad guy right then and there before he could do any more bad shit, so.
Yeah, because we really don't know what Riddler is up to.
No. It seems like he's just upset at society for the most part.
And I'm glad they've kept that from us. Too often trailers give too much out. So I'm glad that Riddler right now, he's so far just a menace to society. But in the background, we know there's a larger point.
Yeah. There more than likely is.
Or maybe there isn't.
Maybe there isn't.
Maybe he's just chaos.
I mean,
that would be also good too.
That could be a thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm just more interested to see where Robert Pattinson's Batman starts and finishes in the movie, just like everyone else. But the outcome does not look great, as far as I can kind of piece together in my dumb mind. So
I think it's going to end out well.
Nick?
I just can't wait to live in a world where people respect Robert Pattinson as an actor.
Yeah. I mean, to the common person, he's really only known for his role in Twilight, but movies like The King, Good Time,
The Lighthouse,
The Devil All the Time,
Life, or not
Life,
Life,
or no,
High Life.
High Life, yeah. He's got range. He's a great actor. I'm glad he's.
The broads had him in high school. Now it's our turn.
Exactly.
I think everyone gets him this time because his shirtless scene. He's lean. He's tall. He's looking fit. A little too skinny. Not. I don't know. I really like the bat flick. Just literally
Yoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking brick.
Like
I
a
do-
Batman where if he was wearing only a leather costume and a bullet hit him, like it would, yeah, definitely go in him, but he wouldn't care.
That was my problem with the Ben Affleck suit. It wasn't armor.
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
just.
Then
I mean,
again, we did see in the fight scene a knife went across him and you saw the sparks.
yeah.
Maybe not bulletproof, but
Well, no,
neither
that was just
Christian Bale.
that was just a wrist gauntlet.
No, there's a scene where someone scrapes him across the chest when he's falling on the ground. It's while someone is pulling his cape, someone hits him with a knife and it scrapes across
No,
his chest.
he blocks that with his wrist.
We will have to rewatch that.
We will have to rewatch that because that's blocking with his wrist, and we all know that. I don't know why you don't.
But yeah, I mean, overall, we're all very excited for the Batman movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I've definitely
am
planned
pumped.
out. It doesn't if it strays so far off of what I'm thinking the movie's going to be. I still have hope that it's going to be a great movie.
I don't think it will.
But I do have my theories, and I don't know. I put a lot of unnecessary time while I'm at work thinking about this. I'm just waiting for Nick to, make his Batman movie that he's been planning for the past few years. Nick, aren't you writing a Batman movie? Do you have
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal as the lead?
As Batman?
Yeah, as Batman. You have Joaquin Phoenix as Alfred.
I hate you.
Fuck.
I just tossed out some of Nick's favorite actors and just,
Woo!
Imagine. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad movie.
No, it probably would be good. Okay, so, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I think we covered the Batgirl series. We covered a lot of just stuff in general about DC. We talked about the new Batman movie, the Flash movie a bit. Now I just want to say, what do you guys think of Shazam? Sorry, not Shazam. Black Adam. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I
was
am
hyped
most
for it.
excited to see Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
Facts.
I'm a little upset that his costume is all CGI. I'm pretty upset about that because you could do
a very simple
right.
cosplay
Yeah.
level Dr. Fate, and especially at the era, since it's going to be, set during, I guess, the fall of Kahndaq,
The fall
which
of
is
Kahndaq. Yeah.
Black Adam's home,
Yep.
or, that he's protector of. I don't know why they can't do a simple, just brass chest plate.
I don't either.
Or,
don't
gold,
either.
gold, but, simple chest plate, just
Yeah.
blue fabric underneath.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's what I'm saying.
Dr. Fate's costume has never been that integral or that hard.
No, it's never been that.
And there's been a lot of flashbacks of him,
Yeah.
the first iterations of Dr. Fate being very
Dr. Fate's
simple
costume is
design.
not that complicated, and the fact that you have to do it only CGI makes no sense. It's very simple to make.
The only thing that I guess sort of justifies the fact that it's fully CG is there's a chance he's going to have a crazy battle with Black Adam that obviously no stunt double or Pierce Brosnan would actually do. So there's probably going to be a lot of flying around, throwing
I was gonna
spells.
say, so like Doctor Strange level.
Yeah, very similar.
Doctor Strange level. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of just kind of spell
We
casting.
also get to see Hawkman.
Yeah, we do get to see Hawkman.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, Nick's not happy about that. He's a big Hawkgirl is top character of his, so
Okay.
he's the biggest Hawkgirl supporter I know.
I'll die on that hill.
You'll die in that hill.
Die on that hill.
Well, that's what's
I mean-
great about. I forget what year in Injustice it is. I think it's year 4 where Hawkman goes to Mongol. He has synthetic kryptonite. Hawkman has to battle Mongol for 3 minutes. and then Mongol will surrender his synthetic kryptonite so Hawkman can put it into his mace and then try to kill Superman.
Huh.
Yeah. Wild.
I forgot about that, or did not know that. I read through most of Injustice, so.
I just got year 3 of Injustice 1 when Superman fully has the Yellow Lantern ring.
Yeah.
Woo! Wild. Duh.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we get. I'm really well. Back to Black Adam. I'm really interested to see how Dwayne does as an anti-hero. I had very low expectations for this movie until I saw the slight teaser, where I wanted to know how bad this normally bad guy is going to be. I know it's a solo movie, so they need to find some sort of redeeming aspect to try and
But like, what's he doing?
He's just the protector of Kahndaq. There's going to be, the way I see it is there's going to be something where some sort of outside force, probably U.S. military, tries to invade Kahndaq.
Okay.
And like the scene where in the trailer where they kind of awaken him, he shocks the guy, kills him.
Do you think that's based off of Dr. Zatanna's research?
Zatanna would not be born by now.
No, oh, no, not... No.
This is Justice Society. There's not even a Justice League. This is
not,
set in like the 1940s or something.
Who was the bad guy for the first Shazam? Dr.
Yeah. No. Nick, do you remember? Not Zaz. It's
definitely not Zaz.
Yeah, because it's not Zatanna. Zatanna's the.
Oh, I just hit update on my phone. Fuck, I can't even look it up.
You motherfucker.
It's not even a. It's not a Z, is it?
It's got like a CZ in it or something. No, it's one-eyed guy. Yeah.
Zatarans?
Yeah, Zataran. Dr. Zataran.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone's
Fuck, I'll look it up.
Dr. Zavanna.
Zavanna. Okay.
Dr. Zavanna, yeah.
So, anyways, you were saying, is it Dr. Zavanna that?
Yeah, is it because of Dr. Zavanna's research that Black Adam gets awakened?
Maybe. Maybe it's all the Shazam family forming together. There's one.
Yeah, because in the next Shazam movie, they still have the Shazam family.
Yeah. I guess we're really gonna have to wait and see where Black Adam ends, because that will more than likely tie into the next Shazam movie. So.
You think he's sticking around?
Yeah, I think Dwayne will stick around.
You think Dwayne will stick around?
I think he'll stick around. Again,
he really wants to fight
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah. He really wants to fight Henry Cavill, yeah.
Which...
That would be amazing.
I do kind of hate to say it, but, like... I mean, it's true. Dwayne has, like, the star power to probably get directors and producers to actually put Henry Cavill back in...
Oh, no. Unquestionably, yes, he does.
I don't think they really... I don't know, but like,
I mean,
if they've interacted at all, I'm pretty sure they're two likable guys who could be like, "Hey, come on, do this movie with me." Like, sorry,
listen,
you're putting me in a tailspin.
Dwayne brings the money. He brings the money. So,
oh yeah, he'll get what he
wants.
He's
gonna be Black Adam. If he calls Henry Cavill and says, "Hey, let's do it," they'll do it. If they're not stupid.
Cavill back. I just want.
But as we know, WB we're deep in pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking dumb. They still have that monster Amber Heard on the payroll. Do not blackball the next Aquaman movie, okay? Do not do it. Listeners,
I mean,
don't do it. Don't do it.
I would love. I don't care what iteration it is. I just want Henry Cavill to have another chance.
Yes, I do too. I want Ben Affleck to have another chance now.
Nick hates Henry Cavill as Superman, so
What?
He's an idiot.
yeah, he said he said his like upper lip looked really weird in one of the movies, and I'm like, what are you talking
my
about? I'm like, he looks gorgeous and everything.
I think Tom Cruise has a reason behind that. You may have to talk to Tom Cruise.
Oh, Nick
Did you put him
loves
Did
Tom
you put him
Cruise.
up to this, Kevin?
Oh, you.
No, I didn't. This is actually just happening, dude.
Oh, you pig! You pig! You beast!
He hates Tom Cruise. Can I say that on the podcast, Nick?
Well, yeah.
Oh, he hates
Everyone
Tom
should
Cruise
hate
with
him.
a passion.
He's Scientology scum.
No,
The
Xenu
most
and all the Thetan levels. You're fine.
Nick, have you gotten your Thetan levels checked recently?
Yeah. What are your levels?
Fucking -0.
-0, huh?
Yeah.
You gotta pay more to get those up, buddy.
Gotta pay for the
Dude, I
expansion
feel like
pack.
Scientology is like the night man and the day man. You gotta pay
to
the
win.
troll toll to get into this boy's
Yeah.
hole. You got to pay this toll to get in. Say what? John Travolta, get away from me.
Oh my god.
You know his dogs got ran over at the Bangor airport?
You're welcome.
Wait, how many dogs got ran over at the Bangor airport?
Well, his dogs, John Travolta's.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I guess
think
their
he had-
feet levels weren't high enough. Get
No,
them out of here. Beat it.
oh my god.
Okay, well, I think we covered all the DC news that we
Fuck Comtrues.
yeah, I think we talked about all the DC news we could talk about. So
So, just to add, do we have hope? Do we have any shred of hope? Wonder Woman 3 is being written right now.
I'll always have hope.
there was a better Cheetah in Peacemaker than there was in Wonder Woman 2 or Wonder Woman 84. Sorry.
Ooh, was that a spoiler?
No, not a spoiler. It's not Cheetah, but it looks like Cheetah and it acts like Cheetah,
And
and it's a better Cheetah than Cheetah.
It's Cheetah except for by name.
Dude, the fact that they wasted the Golden Eagle armor on Cheetah makes no
What?
fucking sense.
Okay, we're not gonna diss Cheetah here. But
Yeah, Nick loves Cheetah. We should probably.
Okay, Nick,
why
no offense,
are we talking about
but
all my
Cheetahs does not warrant the Golden Eagle armor.
So let's settle this once and for all right now. No, everyone is trying their hardest. Who wins, Batman or Superman? Go, Matt.
Batman.
Why the fuck are we talking about this?
Fuck you. Okay, that's the end of the episode. So
But
thank
also
you for
Batman.
listening. You're both wrong. Superman would literally blink and squish his spine. So,
Well, Superman's not a Scientologist, so
so he automatically wins. Batman is. He has the money to pay for it.
Batman
So,
is Scientology.
You're Scientology. Alright, well, thank you for listening to the episode. That's it. Okay, goodbye.
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands, Matt. We're ending it. You gotta go. You gotta say something. Go. Say it.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Fuck!